Taiwan government. Thank you, Taiwan people, for my sandwiching gift vouchers. Woohoo!
Okay, yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Alan, this is my life in Taiwan, and welcome here to Taichung Shitun Post Office. Now, this video is not about the post office. I'm sure I can make future videos talking about how awesome Taiwan's postal system is, but this video has a completely different topic. Let's get inside, find out what it's all about. Public space, must be wearing a mask. 不好意思。
对不起，我还没有上班哦。下午的班哦。
有人可以问吗？
好吧，你问吧。
你上班吗？
你要做什么现在？
我要拿我的3倍券。
3倍券抽红色的。
谢谢。你好，我要拿我的3倍券。
哦，对，你有没有带你的健保卡？
健保卡有。
有，好，来1000块。
就是哇，那么简单 ，so easy. Thank you. Bye bye. Yes, free money. My favorite type of money has to be the free type of money. Absolutely delighted to have this in my hand. But what's it all about? Well, for any Taiwanese people watching these videos, you will no doubt recognize these as part of the government's Jianxing Sanbei Chen that was introduced back in July in an effort to boost the economy after the economic downswing caused by the coronavirus. Give the post office 1,000 NTs and they'll give you $3,000 worth of vouchers in return. Vouchers that cannot be put into the bank must be spent in local businesses, as I mentioned, in order to boost the economy. And at an initial cost to the government of 51 billion Taiwan dollars, that's 500亿 Taiwan dollars, the whole plan is expected to generate over $100 billion to the local economy, as well as boosting tax revenue to the government. Win-win situation, in my opinion. But anyway, that's not really the point of my video. The point of my video is to say thank you to the Taiwan government for changing their minds and finally allowing foreigners such as myself to take part in the system, because upon release of the scheme back in July, only foreigners that had married to Taiwanese citizens were allowed to take part in the scheme. All others, no matter how long you'd been here, how much tax you'd paid, whether you had an ARC, APRC or not, we were just not allowed to receive this awesome benefit that all of my fellow Taiwanese citizens were allowed to, and that made me feel pretty And back in July, I didn't make a video talking about this because I tried to keep this channel as positive as possible. I don't want to be complaining too much, and to be honest, an extra $2,000, although very nice, it isn't going to make or break my bank. Therefore, back in July, I just let it go. But seeing my Taiwanese friends getting the vouchers and enjoying them just made me feel a bit of a downer, as I really wanted to be a part of the experience. Sharing is caring in my family, and I feel the exact same way about my Taiwanese family. But now the government have changed their mind and decided that all APRC holders can take part in the scheme. That's 13,000 APRC holders that can now take part after a cabinet meeting in the government, where Premier Tu Cheng said that he's going to include all APRC holders due to their deep connection to Taiwan. A very warm sentiment from an otherwise relatively formal and official politician that I was very surprised to read about. So to everyone in the government that was involved in reversing this decision, I want to say a big thank you, as does somebody else.
Thank you, Taiwan government. Thank you, Taiwan people, for my sandwiching gift vouchers. Woohoo!
Because these vouchers are going to go directly to Santa Claus in the North Pole to help pay for some of William's gifts that I'm going to buy here in Taiwan and send to Santa in order for him to prepare William Santa sack for Christmas. I'll probably use this post office to send them in the next couple of weeks. Genuinely, thank you so much for this gift. It means way more to me than the $2,000 profit I made out of exchanging, and I'm sure that there are many other foreigners in the same boat as me in Taiwan that will absolutely agree and share that thankful sentiment. In fact, if you give me a second or two, I'm going to get away from this noisy post office, go grab a coffee, and I'll try my best to explain to you in a little bit more deeper feeling exactly what this means to me. Let's go get a coffee. Okay, coffee obtained. Let's get deep. Belonging. The most important of the psychological needs as described by Maslow in his pyramid of human needs. For many people, belonging is only less important than food, water, rest, and safety. Therefore, belonging is something that often causes problems for expats all around the world when they choose to give it up in their home countries and go seek it elsewhere, sometimes successfully and sometimes more unsuccessfully. And I have to say that here in Taiwan for the past 12 years, I have been very lucky when it came to finding belonging. I worked for the same company for over 12 years and people there treated me more like a brother than an employee. I've had football teams, cricket teams, rugby teams, amazing friendships, and not to mention the poker club that I featured in my previous video, where I often like to go and hang out with my Taiwanese friends, again, that treat me like a brother. But I definitely know other foreigners here in Taiwan are not so lucky as me. They fail to fit in, feel excluded from society, and just struggle to integrate. Perhaps because of their own personality differences, but certain government policies that go out of their way to purposefully exclude foreigners certainly don't help when it comes to helping us integrate and feel that sense of belonging. I remember when I first arrived in 2008, there was a similar scheme to the Sanbeichen, and it was Ma Ying-jeou's government introduced a stimulus package that saw every Taiwanese citizen given $3,600 worth of similar vouchers. And I remember at that time, foreigners were not included in the scheme, with or without an APRC, and I'm not too sure if the married to a citizen rule was in there, but I remember not actually being too bothered at the time, and I kind of just took it as, well, okay, I've just arrived in this country and they don't include foreigners in this kind of thing. I didn't expect to be included, didn't really care too much about it, but maybe somewhere inside there was a little seed of spite or animosity towards the government for being excluded, whether that's in me or other foreigners, and that possibly would have put a wall or a barrier between the sense of belonging between the foreigners and the local community. I don't know whether or not that affected me. I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure that it does create some kind of delay in the length of time it takes to create a sense of belonging with foreigners when you exclude them from certain policies such as this one. But with this current policy change of 2020 Sanbeichen system, I really feel the government have done the right thing by including the additional 13,000 APRC holders. But I should say, for me personally, these vouchers, I don't see it as my tax money coming back to me. In fact, what I do see is it's somebody else's hard-earned tax money that's come to me, and my hard-earned tax money has gone to somebody else that they can use to spend on their family or their kids for Christmas gifts, and it really promotes that sense of sharing is caring, as I mentioned before. I really enjoy the feeling of I buy for you and you buy for me. In relationships, I love exchanging gifts, big or small. When me and Prosy go to the pub, we very seldom buy individual drinks. Usually I'll buy a round, then he'll buy a round. When I get my tattoos from Josh, I very seldom pay for the tattoo. I'll usually repay the favor and look after his dogs for a few days. And when some of my other friends show up in my videos and help me with my work, I always make sure that they are well fed and of course well watered. This kind of very smaller friendship economy that many people enjoy between their friends has become a national scale friendship economy to me. And I am so happy to have been included in the program after being excluded since July. So once again, let me say a very big thank you to the government for including me, but perhaps more importantly, a much bigger thank you to all the people of Taiwan that have taken part and worked hard and paid their taxes to ensure that our government is strong enough and has enough money to be able to boost the economy when it needs it. Thank you to everyone in Taiwan for allowing me to feel I belong here and sharing your very hard-earned money with me and William. But anyway, yeah, I'll make sure there's photos on Instagram of William enjoying the toys that Taiwan has helped to buy for him. One thing I do want to say before I go is that this week I'm sending out the final batch of Christmas cards and Christmas gifts to my Patreons. So if you want to be included in that scheme, then by all means go check out my Patreon page. There'll be a link in the description below. I know I don't mention it often, but as Christmas is coming, I thought I'd mention it here and give you a chance to get your name on the list and get an extra card in your stocking. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to say, so time to say goodbye. Thanks for watching, and as for now, and as always, I'll see you next time in My Life in Taiwan. Peace. Bye-bye.